So Donald Trump said something to reporters last week about Big Pharma that I wanted to share with everybody. He said the following: "We have to create new bidding procedures for the drug industry because they're getting away with murder. Pharma has a lot of lobbies, a lot of lobbyists, and a lot of power. We're the largest buyer of drugs in the world, and yet we don't bid properly. And we're going to start bidding and save billions of dollars." So, let's be crystal clear, that is a flat-out liberal thing to say. He's making a liberal argument. And this is why, I've been arguing since the beginning, and many others on the left have been arguing since the beginning. It's not enough to simply say, we are the resistance, and we are opposing Donald Trump. Because if you oppose everything he says, then every now and then you're going to look like a jackass. Because sometimes, for example, he'll say, we're going to do infrastructure. We're going to stop spending all the money overseas, and we're going to start rebuilding stuff at home. We're going to stop going into countries and nation building when we don't have to do it, and we're going to do stuff here at home. We're going to save Social Security. We're not going to cut Social Security. We're not going to cut Medicare. So if you play the role of loyal reactionary opposition, every now and then you will be taking the conservative side, which is why you have to be intelligent and rational and actually policy-focused when you're jousting with somebody like Donald Trump, who's a complete and utter wild card, and every now and then says something reasonable. So Huffington Post took this quote, and then they asked Bernie Sanders about this, and then they said, hey man, what's your take? So Bernie said the following, quote, "You know what? He's right, and I've been saying that for years. Pharma does get away with murder. Literally murder. People die because they can't get the prescription drugs they need. Sometimes he," talking about Trump, "copies my statements. I don't know if he got that one from me." He said something else about Pharma having a number of lobbyists. It's true. Pharma does have lobbyists all over the country, not just in Washington. These people are horrific. They just spent $130 million in California to defeat legislation that would lower prescription drug prices. So it's not enough to just oppose Donald Trump. You have to hold Donald Trump accountable. And Bernie went on the floor of the Senate the other day and he started showing Donald Trump tweets. And he was like, hey man, look at the thing you said about Medicare and Social Security, that you're not going to cut it, and that all the other people in the GOP field want to cut it, but you're better than that. And that sometimes, like, Mike Huckabee started copying Trump's rhetoric on saving Social Security and Medicare. And he was like, nope, I'm the one who did it first, and that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, you do know that your little Republican minions are going in the opposite direction. You do know that they are trying to cut. They're working on plans right now. The people Trump appointed to be in the Social Security administration, they're in favor of cutting and privatizing. So you have to hold him accountable for the stuff that he says. And by the way, media, where the fuck are you? So here's what happened. Bernie Sanders just proposed an amendment that said, let's import drugs from Canada. And the reason why is they pay significantly less for the same goddamn drugs. And the reason they pay less is they have an independent board that negotiates with the drug companies for better prices. Now, in the U.S., by law, we're not allowed to negotiate with the drug companies for better prices, so they just price gouge the fuck out of us. So Canada pays much less for the same drugs. So Bernie says, okay, let's import those drugs and let's save money, and therefore people can actually get their medication, and they don't have to risk maybe dying. So, the amendment failed with 46 votes in favor. It was a weird vote because 12 Republicans flipped and voted with Bernie, including Ted Cruz and Rand Paul and John McCain. And you had corporate Democrats flip and vote with the bulk of Republicans, like Chris Coons from Delaware and Cory Booker and a bunch of other asshat establishment Democrats. But you would think that with Donald Trump just recently saying Pharma's getting away with murder, and Bernie Sanders' amendment to crack down on Big Pharma failing, you would think somebody in the media would go up to Donald Trump and say, hey man, do you support Bernie Sanders' amendment? Yes or no? I want you on the record. Do you support Bernie Sanders' amendment? Yes or no? You just said they're getting away with murder. This is a way to crack down on them and get better drug prices for the American people. Do you support it? Yes or no? We're going to get you on the record. Don't wiggle out of it. Do you support it? Yes or no? I want a yes or no answer. Do you support Bernie Sanders' amendment? And if you do, why haven't you gone out there and tweeted about it? Why haven't you gone out there and given an official statement about it? Why haven't you used the bully pulpit because you're the president-elect and you're about to be the president? Why haven't you spoken out on it in that sense? So if the media was doing its goddamn job, this would be the most obvious thing ever. They wouldn't need a fucking YouTube host to come out here and explain this for them. But they do, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. How many different outlets are there? How many different mainstream outlets? CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN. You go through the list. All these fucking reporters, none of them know anything. None of them can ask that very simple question that's so obvious and laid out right in front of them. So put pressure on them. Say, hey, I thought you supported this. Oh, you don't support it? Then why are you a liar? Why did you say you do support the idea that they're getting away with murder and we need to change it? I guess you were lying. Or if you do support it, okay, where's your public statement in favor of it? Why aren't you cracking skulls? Why aren't you yelling at your own party for the majority of them who decided to vote the wrong way on this? What are you doing? What are you doing? So this is what fucking pisses me off, man. It gets under my skin so much because this media, instead of focusing on things that matter and things that might actually save lives and holding the government accountable and holding politicians accountable, what are they doing? They start talking for a day and a half, 2 days about Meryl Streep versus Donald Trump. Remember when Kanye West went to the White House? They spoke about that for like 2 days straight. Oh my God, Kanye West. And David Sirota made a great point on Twitter. He said, you do realize that the day before that is the day that he picked ExxonMobil CEO, Rex Tillerson, for Secretary of State. The jackass who said during the campaign, we're going to take the oil. We're going to take the oil. We're going to take the oil. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the oil. He picks the CEO of ExxonMobil for Secretary of State. And what gets more coverage than that? Kanye West and Donald Trump meeting because it happened the day after and it was a diversion. I mean, the idiots in our mainstream media were like, red balloon, follow the balloons. Where are the balloons? You got somebody committing murder in the corner. They're like, balloon. Hold him accountable. Take his statement, show him to him, say, were you lying? Or are you going to stay true to this? Apparently Bernie Sanders is the only one doing that, but we need everybody to do it because this guy's a fucking wild card, and the few times he says good things, he should be made to follow through on those good things.